It's coming into summer and we are getting days like this. 35 degrees, hot, humid, and a massive storm coming through. What's the solution? It's cold coffee. Right here, I have a range of cold drip, cold brew options that I want to take through with you, just so you can get an easy, cheap, effective option to have a great cold coffee in the afternoon. There's no better way to quench your thirst with something like this. Oh, that is so tasty and refreshing. Before I get into this, I do need another coffee because it's literally like crazy hot outside. It's super sweaty in here and the aircon's off because we want to keep the noise down. So if you've got an opportunity, get yourself a coffee. If it's a hot day, have a cold one, and I hope you can enjoy a cold coffee while you learn a little bit more about these devices. So here with me, I have a range of different cold brew, cold drip options for under $100. And I want to share them with you because for years, everyone thought you could only get cold brew in a cafe from those really big, tall, timber style drippers. Look, they were super cool. They cost about $300 to $400 depending on the model you were looking at. And it was a bit of an experience that you had to go out and pay for. But now simply, there is a range of products that allow you to maybe prepare ahead a little bit, maybe by 12 hours, maybe 24 hours, depending on the taste you're looking for, where you can just then go to your fridge and pull out a beautiful cold coffee that's going to give you that smooth, low acidity, cold drink that you might have in the afternoon, rather than that heavy espresso or a hot drink that you might not be chasing to quench your thirst. So these are a couple of devices that have been around for a while, and they're definitely popular right now and for the summer ahead for us here in Australia. So let's take a look at what the options are. So a staple has been this Bruer Cold Brewing System. It's been around for quite a few years. It's a really cool product. It has had a price point over the $100 mark. It was around the $120, and definitely the distributors in Australia here have had it for a while. We've been using it in a lot of our cafe partners and really enjoying it as a product. It allows you to actually have a little bit of flexibility in the drip rate. So this is what we call a cold drip coffee, something like this Hario Mizudashi pot is more like a cold steep. So I'm going to come back to that in a little bit, but the easy thing is the water basically surrounds the coffee in this one and you're leaching the flavors out, where something like the brewer here is literally dripping onto a coffee bed. So they are a little bit different and you do get different results. So what it allows you to do is put ice inside the top here with water. You can then have your middle section here with your fresh ground coffee. Ideally a single origin coffee or a lighter roast coffee is better for all of these options. And you can change the drip rate of this unit just by moving the little rubber knob in the middle here, and it will slowly drip down onto your coffee bed. Now, we do recommend when it's dripping that you do put a paper filter in on any drip method, because what happens, that drip then hits the paper filter, it will get wet and disperse across the whole top of your coffee bed. If you don't put it in there, you're just going to drill a hole straight through your coffee bed and you're not going to get an even brewing. It then has a bottom fine metal filter or gauze that's going to hold all that coffee back, and once it reaches full saturation point, it will then drip into the bottom canister. You're looking at getting about 500 ml of water at the top here with 60 grams of coffee, and we would normally let this go through for a full day. So your drip rate can be totally adjusted depending on the humidity and the heat, which during a hot day you do have to come back and check the device because they can choke up with any drip product. But essentially throughout a whole day or over a 24-hour period at maximum, you can get a different result to a 12-hour brew time as well. If you head to our website and you're checking this product out, you can see this little card that comes with the unit when you buy it from us, or look, if you bought it somewhere else, you can download and get the recipe here. It does say here that it's 50 grams of coffee, 100 grams of ice cubes, and 600 grams of filtered water, and 60 drips per minute. So being able to count that, one drip per second is going to get you a pretty good brew system there. So all the extra preparation and guides are on there. It's a handy little tool for you to check out, but certainly a product that you should look at when you're looking for, I guess, that bigger style drip batch, maybe for a couple of people. This will get you enough for 2 coffees every day. So if you're an AeroPress fan, there is a really simple solution called the Puck Puck. This is the full brewing system that you can get from Puck Puck, which includes the top hopper here. You can basically have this unscrewed and just add a normal water bottle This is a standard sort of water bottle thread, so you can just buy the disc individually. Now, what's cool about it is it's perfectly designed for your AeroPress. Now, there are so many AeroPresses sold all over the world. If you're a person that a couple of years ago got an AeroPress for Christmas, you know, if someone gave you that gift, perhaps you want to give them another one, this would be a great option. It's a very simple device to use. It's very similar to the Brewer, where you would have your coffee in the top section of your AeroPress. You can just sit it straight on top of any sort of container you might have, or a milk jug perhaps. This is a V60 pouring station with a Hario, I think it's 600 ml glass jug there. But essentially you can pop your paper filter in the bottom, you pop your coffee in, and again, by moving this top collar, either increasing or decreasing, you will change the drip rate as it falls in onto the coffee bed. Now, I did say with the Brewer you had to have a paper filter on the top. The Puck actually has its own little plastic disc which you drop inside and sits on top of the coffee bed, and that helps to disperse the water nicely as well. One advantage that the Puck has is they have an app to help you control your drip rate. So give that a download, and basically as you're tapping the screen, it will tell you what your drip rate's going to be and the volumes you're going to get for that brew. Now, to be honest, you could use that on any of these different brewing devices, so go and download it. It'll help you nail a fantastic recipe. Again, this is on our website with the product if you want to buy it, but the recipe is going to be 40 grams of coffee, 100 grams of ice cubes, 500 grams of filtered water, and 60 drips per minute is going to get you an awesome brew. So lastly is the Hario Mizudashi Coffee Pot. Mizudashi. Now, this is a pretty fancy way of some of the brewing I've done in the past. I've been caught out, like many of you have, where you wanted a cold brew, maybe camping or somewhere. I just got an old PET bottle, put some grinds in there, put some cold water in, gave a bit of a shake up, and let it sit there for about 12 hours to chill out. The problem is you always end up with that huge sloppy mess at the bottom, and if you overbrew, you can't really separate your liquid from your grinds. Well, this pot solves it for you. It's super simple. You can take your cap off. You've then got your big fine mesh filter here, and you'd put 80 grams of reasonably coarse coffee in here, not super fine, because you will actually get too many fines into your cold brew. You then pop it into the top of your pot, and you start to pour in cold water. And this will hold 1 whole litre. As you're pouring that in, you may need to just give it a bit of a stir just to help that water go through. You can get a varying result by either using full cold filtered water and having some ice in there perhaps, or just using room temperature water. Now, we did play with this ourselves over the last couple of days and found that the 22-degree water tap temperature definitely brought out some more sweetness and some more juicy textures to the actual coffee when we were drinking it, as opposed to the totally chilled product. But the totally chilled product actually had a lower acidity and a more balanced, even flavor. So have a play, depending on which one you like. It's definitely worth a Christmas stocking filler this year. It comes in this kind of burgundy color, black, white, and a couple of others. And we do also have, again, our brew recipe here, which covers exactly what's on the box as well, which is 80 grams of coffee, a litre of filtered water as well. And in a time, we're looking between 12 to 18 hours. So it does need time to help leach it out, because gravity is not really being forced through a coffee bed that we're having with the Puck or the Brewer. So it does need to leach out the flavors into the water in the whole pot. When you're ready to pour it, you can just take out the filter and store that in the fridge, and you're ready to go on that next hot day. So there you have it, 3 easy cold brew or cold drip options that you can get for under $100. The Brew at the moment is going to sit around the $99. It might be on some sales over Christmas, but essentially 500 mils of water dripping through very easy into that bottom flask. You've got your Mizudashi Coffee Pot. That's going to be sitting normally at $50, but on sale for around 30, where it's just going to leach out that flavors super easy. Just put coffee in, water in, and pretty much forget it. Or you've got your Puck option, which is about the $65 mark, and that will attach to your AeroPress. So a good add-on for that kind of person you know already has those coffee gadgets in their house, but it will be the ability to do that cold drip style coffee into your AeroPress as well. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of how you can enjoy that extra coffee in a day, because you know that hot coffee on a hot day just doesn't quench your thirst or give you that extra little bit of kick that gets you through the afternoon, you know, kid time or heading down the beach, whatever it might be. A cold brew is definitely a great way to finish your day. Now, a lot of people don't play with these enough. And when I say that, I mean about the recipe. You could have this light and fruity and airy, or you can get it as thick as some sort of, you know, liqueur or whiskey if you want. So if you start to reduce the amount of water that you're going to put through these brews, or increase the amount of coffee you're going to put in, you will have a totally different outcome. I've had some of these coffees where we've just put 2 or 3 ice cubes into this really thick molassesy kind of drink, and it's absolutely amazing. Another little tip that we've done before is you could use some sort of mineral water, or we've used an organic cola. Now that gives you this amazing toffee, cold, crazy coffee bomb. Give that a try. That's a little secret tip for you, something I enjoy when I want that sweeter cold drink. But give it a go. Let us know what else you would put into one of these kind of cold drinks. Bit of lemon, lime, whatever it might be. I'd love to hear in the comments down below how you've changed these kind of cold brew methods to suit your own tastes. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you get to enjoy a nice cold coffee on a hot day. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.